Hi YouTube. So I just returned from traveling and I want to show you a quick video of my bag with some points that I found, some things that I liked, some things I disliked. Just a follow-up to my previous video. Alright, so this bag is fully loaded, you know. One of the things I noticed that when the bag is fully loaded, there's a lot of pressure being put on the computer compartment. So if you can see here, there's not so much light, but if you can see, once the bag is fully loaded, like this part bulges up. So whatever you put in there, particularly your computer or iPad, it's very, very tight, you know. I can't even pull it just like this, you know. I have to almost do it with two hands or with one hand and a leg. So I'm just carrying here MacBook 12-inch and an iPad Air 2. And apart from, like, I have some extra cables up here, my wallet right now, a glass case. And one thing I noticed too is that if you put the battery, like whatever external battery you have, in the compartment where it should go in order to plug the cables, it creates like a hotspot in the sense that it puts a lot of pressure in one area over your computer screen, you know. So I didn't like that place to put the battery pack. I just kept it somewhere else. Right now, because I've just used it, is in here with I think a few other cables. So yeah, it's right here. There is some medicine, an HDMI cable, and a few coins. All right, so one thing comparing to the Delcy that I dislike is just this, you know. The Delcy also bulges when you fill it up to maximum capacity, but the difference is that the Delcy and other spinners that are hard case have the protective hard case as a surface in order for the computer or whatever other electronic to be protected. Here this is a soft case, so actually it doesn't have any like plain surface to protect your electronic. So this is definitely a negative compared to the Delcy and other hard cases, you know, something to take into account. So opening it up, it's not very particularly well packed, to be honest. So take that into account. You know, it's just I just quickly packed it. A few purchases. Let's see if very focused. So I have this part, as you probably already know, is to put shirts. I'm carrying quite a lot of shirts here. Let's see if we can count them up. So 1, 2, 3 shirts on one side. These are short sleeve shirts. Let's take this out. On the other side, I think that I have about 3 or 4 long sleeve. 1, 2, 3, 4 long sleeve shirts. So let's put this aside. So here I have my toiletries. I have a few stuff for running, toothbrush, a watch. I have socks, a belt, all my charging connectors and so on. I have a GoPro, quite a lot of running gear. Here I have 2 shoes that are filled with socks. Another 2 sunglasses. I have 1 jean, and I think there are 3 or 4. 1, 2. Okay, here, yeah, between the jeans there was another one. So 3 shorts, a few boxers, and a few other shirts, a compass, and quite a lot of boxers and socks on this side. To be honest, someone on the comment section asked me to compare or to fill up both um, the Giro and the Delcy. Unfortunately, I don't have the Delcy right now because my wife traveled with the Delcy. But as soon as she's back, I'm going to do that comparison. I can say quite surely that um, this bag takes a bit more, at least a bit more than the Delcy, because this is the stuff I generally travel with. If I'm going for this was I travel for holiday right now, so most of the stuff you see is not for business. But when I travel for business, I normally take a jacket also, you know. And on the Delcy, that was very difficult to fit. I would normally have to take it apart. But when I trade out, I could fit it in here with no many issues. Also, I was able to put two shoes, even though you only see one shoe right now. When I traveled, I packed it considerably better than it's packed right now. On my way to my holidays, I put two shoes in here with not many issues and with the same amount of stuff as you see, except for the presents. You know, one thing I did in order for the computer to be a bit better protected is that I placed two plastic. These plastic things are from one of those. I can't even remember how they are called. Packet folders, you know, that help to pack your shirts in a tight or in a more compact space. Pretty much is an accessory that works just as this stuff that comes with your Giro, but this is not from the Giro. But I thought that by placing these two plastics in here, it would give a lot more protection to the bag, especially to the computer compartment, and it did indeed, you know. I also put some more stuff here on the back. There is another. I use this a lot, you know. This was very, very cool to travel because I could just go around with my water bottle. I have this water bottle. It's just a standard. This is a thermos one. It fits quite well in there, you know. So that's something to take into account. Here, I think I put a few more chargers. The GoPro charger. I have an adapter for the MacBook. More cables and batteries for the GoPro. A few tokens. And chewing gum. All right, so regarding the wheels, which I think is pretty much the main thing about this bag, is that I have a bit of mixed feelings with the wheels, you know. They work very, very well, and definitely an improvement when you're going on when you're going on a road or on gravel, or when you're going around the city with this. But in an airport, it doesn't really add much benefits, you know, because like at least more airports I've traveled, they have like very smooth floors, except for some parts that might be carpeted, you know. And on the floors, it actually puts more resistance than a spinner. Whether it is, I have tried both Samsonite and Delcy, and they are way easier to move around than this one. Like the Giro says that it's easier to pull behind you a bag, but I find that if the surface is very with no problems, you know, it's at least for me, it's better just to push along with you the bag, you know. And this is perfectly accomplished with the Delcy and the Samsonite, you know. So maybe you have to take that into account, you know. I also had some issues in my past airport, you know, that I traveled in Brazil. A lot of people were there, you know, and by having to pull this bag behind me, I, like a lot of people, like I step on the foot of a lot of people, you know, which wouldn't normally happen with the Delcy because it would go next to me, you know. So if you're someone who's traveling mainly on airports and taking a taxi from the airport to your hotel, I don't know if the wheels would justify the extra price, you know, especially considering that the DLC costs around $150 shipped, you know, and this one costs $450, you know. So I don't know if it's such an upgrade, you know. I haven't used the USB charging ports, so I can't really say how good they are. You know, they worked, but I don't know if they justify the difference. You know, and also like I found it more difficult to move around in tight spaces. You know, so just a few things for you to take into account before you purchase. I still think there's a pretty good bag. Maximizes space like I haven't seen in other bags. It fit perfectly well on all planes I took, you know, which were up to an A320 size plane. You know, this would not fit on the small planes that are used in between flights in internal flights in the United States. This will definitely not fit, because I've flown with smaller bags, even a bag that's half the size but a bit thicker, and it did not fit, you know. So take that into account. Also, I would be more worried about sending this bag in the main baggage area, because it's not fully protected. It's not a hard case like the DLC. So just a few tips to take into account. Will I keep it? Of course, I already bought it. And I will use it, this one and the DLC, depending on where I'm traveling and how I'm planning to use it. So again, YouTube, just let me know if you need any other test, or if you have questions, just write below. Thank you.